This is what's happening when you carry large sums of money on the airplane, fellas. Don't be this guy, okay? Don't be this guy.
When federal agents seize cash at airports across the country, we rarely get a look at what happens next. Sometimes that's an interrogation. Tonight, we're getting a look at one of those interrogations that happened here inside the Raleigh airport last year, where a federal agent seized $115,000 from a passenger. That interrogation quickly turned into the federal agent looking to make a deal.
I'm like, I just got robbed. I can't believe I just got robbed, like, without a gun. Like, I've been robbed before, but, like, without no gun. Like, just, it was the nicest robbery ever.
Ramon Lyons strolled through the Raleigh airport last June to hop on a flight to California. He had $115,000 in his luggage.
See, that money right there look faulty. The way he got that money looking, that's a red flag right there, but let's go.
He says he had to purchase machines for his gaming business in Raleigh. Airport surveillance video shows the TSA screened Lyons' luggage, then grabbed his bag after an x-ray revealed cash inside. The TSA officer walked Lyons' bag to a table where a Raleigh airport officer joined in. Like thousands of others who have had their money seized in an airport, Lyon didn't know at the time the TSA was on the line with a federal agent.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
How you doing?
Good.
Lyon landed in an airport interrogation room. Officers and the TSA searched his bags there and photographed the cash inside. An hour and a half later,
Mr. Lyon, the detective's here to chat with you.
Raleigh-Durham Airport Police Officer Aaron Woodleaf walked in. Woodleaf, a civilian airport officer at times,
Man, he pull out like 10 badges.
becomes a Fed when he needs to.
You heard that, Brotherluvshow family? He becomes a Fed when he need to. In my opinion, dude went wrong off top because he supposed to have all that money in one bag, sealed up, and then have it labeled and sealed and stamps on it. That way, they would take a federal warrant to go through that. But go ahead.
Silver badges, we don't get the cool guy gold badges. So, task force officers. So we're duly sworn. It's kind of crazy. We got jurisdiction beyond our normal property when we need to.
Woodleaf questioned Lyon about his trip, why he didn't have a return ticket, and why he did not have a hotel booked in California.
Why would he need to have that? Why would y'all need to see that? What does that matter?
Mentioning no other evidence, the agent told Lyon he wasn't leaving with his money.
I think there's probably some legitimacy to your claim, but based on just some of these findings, I'm going to seize your money under administrative seizure for Homeland Security, and we're going to give you about 60 days to come up with an appeal. You receive the stuff in the mail, and the U.S. Attorney's Office will be giving you a chance to provide legitimacy for your money. It's just something that it feels like there's something more here.
How does something feel like something more here? The man didn't have no drugs. The man didn't have something. Just feel like he's a black dude. What he really should have did, family, and this is what I tell Kyle, you need to, if you're going to do something silly like this, which is silly to travel with that type of money unless you know how to do it, you need to be dressed up looking like you about somebody. Look, this guy right here, he could be a great businessman, awesome he could be, but you have to move differently, family, when you got money and stuff like this. This for the young guys. Don't be him. If you're going to do something, look like you that guy that can do that, okay?
Got a last minute purchase on your ticket. You don't have any accommodation. It's just odd. Nothing's wrong with it, but I just feel it's odd.
Agent Woodleaf told Lyon he planned to open one or more federal investigations into his personal life, his business and finances, and he'd get search warrants for his cell phones. But then offered Lyon a way to buy out of those federal investigations.
Up there, go right there, family. Buy out, huh? Why would he want to buy out? Why would he want you to buy out? He wants you to opt out and act like you're doing something wrong to make the money seem like it's dirty. But go ahead.
We do have abandonment forms here as well. If you choose to forego the seizure of the phones in any investigation, you can walk away from that money. I don't know. Those are all your options. Those are all your options. I'm going to seize the money, but if you want to walk away from a federal investigation that's linked to the money, those are your options. If we do a federal investigation, I'll probably end up figuring out your favorite color, your favorite food. We're looking at your bank account, that kind of investigation.
That's just it's another scare tactic that they use.
Exactly. He tried to punk you to see if he was going to give his money back. It's obvious this guy must be legit. I mean, regardless of how he look, he must be legit. I mean, because to bring it on World Star, he got to be legit.
To get you to do what they want you to do.
To give up that money without a fight.
To give up that money without a fight. Yeah, sign right here and walk out the door.
If it appears that government agents are asking people to sign over money to avoid a federal investigation, essentially sign this money over to us and we'll pretend this never happened, how is that fighting crime?
It's not.
William Pruden, an asset forfeiture attorney in Raleigh, represents Ramon Lyon and Cody James. Pruden says these seizures put innocent people in an impossible spot, having to prove to the government they're not criminals. In all of the cases that you've handled where currency has been seized at an airport, how many of your cases resulted in a criminal prosecution?
None.
Wow. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Young brothers, listen to this. This is a cold video for you to watch. None. Wow.
Not a single one.
None of my civil asset forfeiture cases, even outside of airport.
That appears to be the norm. Homeland Security data shows in the more than 30,000 cash seizures between 2000 and 2016, prosecutors filed a criminal action in less than 10% of those cases.
Wow. So they just taking everybody money, y'all. They just taking your money, fellas. You traveling with these big bankrolls. You don't know how to travel. It's a way to do it. It's a way and an order and operation to do it, man. Talk to somebody who knows.
In court filings, the feds attempted to connect Lyon to a California to the Carolinas drug trafficking investigation. But the government never claimed Lyon was the subject of that investigation, only that the amount of money he had, how he packed it into his bags.
See, that's where he went bad. I told you, that's where he went bad. The way he packed the money, like I said in the beginning of that, he packed the money like it looked like it was drug money. You can't pack your money that way. Fellas, put your money in a mailing envelope, like you about to mail your money. You put that in there, you package it up and you seal it and you put the mailing packaging on it. They cannot go through that without a government warrant. They have to get a government warrant to go through that.
Along with having 2 cell phones, was consistent with the drug trafficking techniques. Lyon says he knew he wasn't leaving with his cash as soon as agents pulled his criminal record. Lyon
You heard that? That'll be a big thing too, fellas. If you got a checkered pass, why would you be trying to pass through the airport with a bunch of money like that? Just don't make no sense.
has a criminal record dating back to 1993, a record littered with multiple felony drug convictions, weapons charges, and eluding arrest.
Oh, that's
but his
what got
last
him.
Convictions happened a decade ago.
Once he saw that I had a record, it was just open game. I was open game for him. He was like, I'm about to have a field day with this guy.
Despite the rap sheet, Agent Woodliff wanted to make Ramon Lyon a deal.
Sign this. Nobody from the U.S. Attorney's Office will contact you, and we won't be
Check this out.
seeking any type of investigation. It ends when we focus on that.
So if he signed that, no investigation, we're not going to look into nothing you doing. Go on, bye-bye. This is some bullshit.
The investigative tactics displayed in this video have caused law firms like Dan Albin's to sue, to force the government to prove its allegations before taking things that don't belong to it. Is it more about fighting crime, or is the outcome more about scooping up this money and somewhere along the way the original intent has been lost?
This is definitely about raising revenue and not about fighting crime.
I mean,
Right.
I knew they was going to see it, but I didn't think, like I said, I didn't think I was doing anything wrong.
15 months later, federal prosecutors have not charged Ramon Lyon with a crime, but still have his money. Did they accuse you of being tied to money laundering or drug trafficking?
Yeah.
Did they prove it?
No.
Are you being prosecuted?
No.
What's going on here?
Fellas, we got to watch this. This is serious, man.
I robbed. They just robbed me. That's what's going on.
Not a single agency conducting these seizures would talk with us about them. Homeland Security did send us a statement saying its ICE investigations deal with money laundering that supports transnational criminal organizations by targeting courier networks that use the nation's airports to conceal and transport illicit proceeds. DHS, again, though, would not agree to talk with us about any of these cases. There is federal legislation that could end these seizures if the government cannot prove the people they're targeting are indeed criminals. Congressman Tim Walberg, a Michigan Republican, has once again this session introduced the Fifth Amendment Integrity Act.
Civil asset forfeiture has been used too many times to seize, forfeit, and indeed profit off the property of Americans without even charging them with crimes.
Well, this FAIR Act could eliminate these seizures for people where the government cannot provide clear and convincing evidence of a crime. But this legislation has stalled in congressional committees. Since each of these federal agencies fall under the executive branch, I asked the White House.
You know why that stalled? Because they want to take our money. They want to take your money. They don't want that to go through. Because that's going to stop a lot of forfeitures. Did you hear that? That last little bit is very key. That's very key.
For an interview. President Biden was a co-author on this 1984 legislation that allowed these seizures, but no one in the Biden administration.
Oh, did y'all hear that? Peekaboo, peekaboo, I see you.
Would agree to interview with us. From the Raleigh-Durham International Airport, I'm Jody Barr.